Hey traders, welcome back. It is Wednesday, February 25th. So let's get straight into it. The markets just wrapped up in the green for the second straight day, and the verdict is in on the earnings report that Wall Street has been circling on the calendar for weeks. You all know what it is, and I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's talk about some numbers. So the S&P 500 closed at 6,946, which is up 0.81%. The Nasdaq added 1.26%, settling in at 23,152, and the Dow climbed 307 points to finish at 49,482. But the entire session had one thing hanging over it: Jensen Huang's moment of truth after the bell, and Nvidia delivered. The company just reported Q4 fiscal year 2026 revenue of $68.1 billion, which is up 73% year over year, which blowed past Wall Street's consensus of roughly $65.7 billion by more than $2 billion. Full fiscal year 2026 revenue hit $215.9 billion, which is up 65% from the prior year. These are not just big numbers. These are AI build-out is still very much alive type of numbers. But here's the paradox, though, and this is the psychology lesson for today. Nvidia closed up 1.4% during the regular session, with traders pre-positioning for a beat. So, meaning a lot of traders expected a beat, and that was priced in. But when the beat actually arrived, the reaction was muted. And that's the modern Nvidia dynamic, and actually it's been the dynamic for a lot of companies. The bar has gotten so high that beating is just now table stakes. It's like you got to do more than just beat, right? And that's kind of what happened today. What the market really wants to hear is what comes next. Specifically, what guidance does Jensen Huang provide for the April quarter, and does he update that 500 billion Blackwell and Rubin pipeline? When expectations are priced in before earnings drop, even a monster quarter can land with a shrug. But let's step back and look at the bigger picture today. Software stocks, which have been getting crushed 27% or more year to date on fears that AI would destroy their business models, did start to show signs of a bottom. Fundstrat's Tom Lee pointed to the iShares expanded tech software ETF, posting its third and fourth heaviest trading volume days earlier in the past two sessions. And historically, that kind of panic exhaustion marks capitulation, the moment when the last sellers are done selling. On earnings before the bell, Lowe's beat estimates with adjusted EPS of $1.98 versus the $1.95 expected on revenue of $20.58 billion. One thing worth watching beneath the surface: even with green indexes, declining stocks eventually outnumbered advancers on the New York Stock Exchange 1,415 to 1,157. So this rally is still being carried by a relatively thin slice of the market. When breadth doesn't confirm the headline move, that is definitely worth paying attention to. So tomorrow we'll get the producer price index data, which is wholesale inflation numbers the Fed is watching closely, plus earnings from Dell, Intuit, and Autodesk. Nvidia's conference call reaction will definitely set the pre-market tone, so keep your eyes peeled on that. And until tomorrow, hope you all have a good evening, and see you back here tomorrow afternoon. Bye-bye, everybody.